how's it going? Welcome to my channel. My name's Anna, and today I'm just gonna rank all of the palettes that I tried in 2022. And there are a couple that I think came out before 2022, probably in 2021, but I tried them last year, so they're in this ranking, and I left a couple out that I had gotten but maybe didn't try enough, or just, I don't know, it just didn't work for me. So these are the ones that I felt confident in ranking. There are 29 palettes altogether. I have actually decluttered some palettes that I got already. There's a video, a declutter video that I will link to if you're interested. All right, without further ado, let's start ranking. So in last place, 29th place, is this Hocus Pocus Witching Hour palette from ColourPop. I think this is in last place, partially just because I'm not that excited about ColourPop these days. I don't know. I'm just not that excited about it. I will say I like this palette. I have not used it much, and I got a cute look with it, but I have not picked this up since I used it the first time. So I'm just not that interested, I guess. I don't know. Meh. That's that. All right. In 28th place is the Lois Cosmetics Meet Me at Midnight palette. And this one, I think I was just disappointed by a bit. This is what it looks like. I really liked the Lois Cosmetics Meet Me in the Underworld palette. And so I think that's part of it, is that I was just disappointed. It didn't meet my expectations, but I don't know if it was so much the color story or if it was, I don't know. It just wasn't that exciting to me. I think I bought it because I liked the other palette and maybe not so much this one. Anyways, just not that exciting. It was fine, but it didn't really set my heart aflutter. So 28. I don't know if I'm gonna get these numbers right, but we're gonna try. 27 is the Lethal Cosmetics, I think it's a Night Flower, yeah, palette. And it's funny, this actually had a similar vibe to me as the Meet Me at Midnight palette. The color story was like slightly similar, and it did give sort of this moonlit glow, which was kind of cool. It just kind of wasn't, I don't know, it wasn't that great. I wasn't that excited about it, honestly. It was fine. But I also feel like the pictures of the swatches of this in the marketing photos were just better than they actually swatched for me. So, also I totally forgot to mention in the opening, I am dressed up for absolutely no reason. I dressed up pretty like heavily for my last year's yearly ranking, and just thought I'd like go with that trend. Sometimes a girl just needs to dress up. So yeah, that's that. All right, I think this is 26. And this is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Dreams palette. I don't have a lot of Charlotte Tilbury, and this is the only quad that I have. But this was so expensive for what you're getting. And these are tiny. How little that is. It was kind of pretty, but it wasn't anything worth what I paid for it. I just, Okay, next up, and this one kind of breaks my heart a little bit. In fact, the next two, this is 25th, and this is the Odin's Eye and Angelica Hela palette. And I liked it. Here's the thing. I like all of these palettes for the most part. Yeah, I mean, I like them. They just, I'm putting them in the order of, you know, how they excite me. I do like this. It was It was a good formula. It was cute, but I don't know. I just haven't reached for it. And looking at it now, it really is a cute color story. But yeah, I just don't reach for it. And I think part of it is I got so just Odin's Eyes, like my favorite brand, and that was the thing. And maybe I had like too high of expectations or something. I don't know. There wasn't as much magic in it for me as some of their past palettes. So that's why that's falling where it is. All right. And in 24th place is the Solmoon 2 palette from Odin's Eye. I know, the Odin's Eye palettes are ranking so low. I like them. Again, I like them. Really cute packaging. I liked the whole idea of it. But I have very colorful palettes that I liked better this year. And this just fell behind for me. I don't know. I love the packaging. It's so cute, but it's just not that thrilling. All right. And number 23 is the Pat McGrath and Bridgerton. This one was, I think, the diamond, something about a diamond. I'm gonna be honest, I don't remember. Diamond of the First Water palette. And I was so excited about this for some reason. And it's pretty. The formula is actually really good, but it's just very pink. I don't know. It's just, again, I just not that excited by it. I don't really reach for it. And I think it's a bit repetitive with like some added bright pink in her range. So I don't know. And then I feel like this launch was sort of silly. Like it launched and then we all ordered it and then we didn't get it until like a month or something later. So it felt like a pre-order after the fact, but there was no communication about it. And I don't know, it just kind of put me off. I was like, whatever. So I wasn't that excited. And then, yeah, that's all. Okay. All right. I'm kind of losing my light already. It took me too long to get ready. It's fine. All right. Let's see, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25, 24, 23. In 22nd place is this Kaleidos. It's called Black Jasmine Quad. And it came in this really cute, like 90s sort of nostalgia pillow packaging. It's just a little quad. Very simple, which I think is why it's ranking a bit low. Also, it does have a slight scent to it, which I'm not that into. I don't know. And I'm not smelling it as much now as I did when I got it. I think the blushes were worse in this collection. But anyway, that, you know, sort of sweet and simple little quad. So there's that. And then in 21st place is the Natasha Denona Mini Crush palette. I like these little mini palettes. I like Natasha Denona. I like her formula. This one was just a bit one note for me, and a bit on the like reddish side, which red, I don't know that I love red for eyeshadow. It's like a very specific thing and I don't know how flattering it is for me personally. Anyways. Oh, I gotta get another light out. I'll be back. I mean, you won't know that I've been gone for minutes, but I'll be back. Hopefully that's a little better. I'm a little blinded by this. I don't know. Oh, I tried to get natural daylight, but I was too slow. It's fine. All right, moving on to palette number 20, right? I think this is palette 20. This is the Evil Mermaid palette from Clarity Cosmetics, and I think it's really cute. It was fun to use. The color story is really fun. It's just, you know, it's a bit one note. It's only purples and blues. I think they did a really good job with like the whole theme. And I thought the color story went really well together. Like, it was very cohesive. But yeah, just sort of one note. I don't know, very cute. All right, and then next is from Sugar Drizzle, and this is number 19. And this is What If I Fall. It's the Dragonfly palette. And the inside is just, I thought this color story was so unique. Kind of Halloween-y to me. I don't remember when this came out. I think it was well before that. But it's a really fun color story. You have to really like color to like this one. Like, for sure, 100%. But yeah, I think this was really fun to play with, and just a little bit more unique than some of the ones that came behind it. All right, and then next up in, I believe this is 18th place. This is the ColourPop Star Wars Mandalorian palette. I have not seen The Mandalorian. I know nothing about it except that there's a baby Yoda and that people really were into that. I like Star Wars. I never watched this. I don't really watch a lot of TV lately. But anyway, I just really liked the color story on this because it was like neutral with this like yellow. I don't know. I found it very flattering. Obviously, it doesn't go with what I'm wearing today because I'm doing very cool tone like pink and purple thing. But yeah, just really like this color story. And this would be an awesome palette to travel with because it was inexpensive and you can do a super neutral look, but you can have like a little fun with it, and it's easy to replace if it breaks, you know, and it's small. Anyway, yeah, just kind of cute. Next up is the Pat McGrath, like, super mini palette. I don't even remember what this was called. Midnight. This is the Midnight Voyage from Pat McGrath. I just really kind of like the concept of this. Super, super tiny. Also very good for travel. It's a very inexpensive way to, inexpensive. I think it was 20 something, and just it has a little mirror, you know, so great for like traveling again. And you have a couple looks, very neutral. You didn't get, I think there was one new shade from the Pat McGrath line in this, so if you have a bunch of Pat McGrath, maybe not a necessary purchase, but if you want it for traveling or whatever, which is kind of why I got it. Anyway, it's kind of cute. The size, it's so little. So that's that one. Do not remember what number I'm on. Okay. All right, in 16th place, this is the Natasha Denona Retro Glam Palette. I really like this packaging. Natasha Denona comes out with a lot of eyeshadow. A lot of palettes this year. And this is what she looks like. It's very, very beautiful. And I think this was just sort of a personally, I didn't have a great start with this palette. So I don't know. I definitely need to play around with this more. But for me, this one just isn't one of my favorite Natasha Denona palettes so far. And the formula was fine, but I don't know. Just didn't make my heart go pitter-pat. That's that. All right, in 15th place is the other Kaleidos quad that came out. I liked this one more. Just the color story, it was so flattering and beautiful and easy to blend. Again, this is a good one for travel. I highly recommend this one. This was a good one. It's still, like I said, it has that like slight fragrance that I didn't like, and I don't know exactly how to describe it, but it just kind of icked me out. But I'm really sensitive to smells. I should say that. I'm like really sensitive. So I don't know, there's just something about this that just kind of catches my like throat or something. But that's kind of what's holding it back a little bit. And you know, it's only 4 shades. It's pretty boring, but ooh, is it flattering and very, very beautiful on. Very pretty. You can just get an effortless, beautiful look with this. I actually really recommend this one. especially if you're not sensitive to smells at all, then definitely pick this up. It was a good one. All right, in 14th place, I have the Indigo Ink from Menagerie. Kind of fun packaging. I keep these boxes because they're different than the palettes. I don't know, and I just think this is so cute. I loved the theme. I love Menagerie. I just have a really good, they just have a good vibe, and I love animals. And I just thought this was a really, really fun, unique color story. I think this came out in 2021, but I got it last year. I think when it first came out, I was like, I don't know, and I maybe got it a couple launches after that. But I'm really glad I did. It's really fun. I did like sort of a tropical fish looking look with it, and it's just a really unique color story, and I like the formula. Yeah, just really fun, really pretty, really creative with an animal theme. How can you go wrong? In 13th place, I have the Man I Love Frogs palette, and this one was just so cute. Like, it's so cute. And this is from Sugar Drizzle, and this is the color story. It's just really cute and pretty and kind of aquatic, amphibian, very bright and shiny. I feel like whenever I wore this, it was like a very bright look. I love greens, and there are just some really shimmery, shiny cuties in here. Just kind of a good feeling overall. That color story just really grabs me. Really cute. The formula on this one is fine. It's good. Maybe, I feel like there was something about this formula that was not, oh, it's just all shimmers. Okay, yeah, no, the formula's not bad. It's an all shimmer palette. It's an all shimmer palette, and so, you know, there's no mattes, and sometimes I like a matte. But honestly, I've worn this without pairing it with other palettes, and it was fine. So, yeah, fun. All right, in 12th place, this I got in a mystery bag. I never would have ordered this, I don't think, but this is the Toffee Brown palette from Huda Beauty. And again, I think this one came out in 2021, but I tried it this year, and this was just such a flattering color story for me. I have a slight kind of yellow undertone, and there was just something about this that really was nice. And it's something that I don't have in my collection really, because I wouldn't be drawn to colors like this, but boy did it look pretty. So just beautiful. Also, I really kind of like this, like, what is that called? Tortoise shell sort of packaging and the like clear plastic. I don't know. There's something about this that is just very nostalgic for me. Reminds me of my childhood. So I think that's part of it too. Anyway, just very cute. I like that palette. All right, next up is and this is 11th place, and this is the Natasha Denona Pastel palette. I love the midi palettes from her. I like the price point. I mean, of course, do I want to pay that much for eyeshadow? No, but I mean, this one matches me today. I do like color. I thought this was a very good pastel palette. I had a lot of fun with it. I can do a pastel rainbow. I actually have a sort of get ready with me video where I use this palette, and I really liked the way it turned out. Just very fun, very colorful, and I think it's not quite as, it's pretty specific, maybe not as versatile, maybe why it's falling where it is. I don't know. Anyways, that's that one. All right, I am down to my top 10. I think I really tried not to buy as much makeup this year as last year, and I think I succeeded, which is great. There's still a lot, but I think I pared it down a bit from last year. I don't remember how many were in that video. I think it was like double. Anyways, all right, no, whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay, in 10th place, and this, I will say I have only used twice, and so and it's kind of new, so I don't know, this could move around in the ranking. I mean, all of it will. It changes, but this is where I'm at today. But this is the Menagerie Pause palette. And this was a gift from my mom for Christmas. And I love, again, the theme of Menagerie is animals. And there's this adorable dog on the cover. And then the inside looks like this. It's kind of a, like, muddy rainbow in a way. Yeah. Anyways, this shade is amazing. I love this shade. I love this kind of shade, like a lime green shimmer. And this blue is just absolutely beautiful. I got a couple really pretty looks with this. Yeah, this one is a little bit sentimental for me. But the formula seemed to work great for me. I liked it. Anyway, that is that. Not much to say. In 9th place is the Blend Bunny Cosmetics, the Dollhouse palette. I have actually not reached for this that much this year, but I am wearing a combination of this and a couple other palettes coming up today. This is just a beautiful color story. This is fabulous, and her formula is amazing. It's just really good. Everything that I've ever gotten from Blend Bunny has been great. Customer service, great. They ship my orders sometimes within like an hour or two of me placing my order. I mean, it's insane how hard this person works. You can just tell that she loves her products. She loves and is passionate about them. And you can tell that she cares about her audience. And I have a lot of respect for the human behind Blend Bunny. Yeah, just absolutely stunning. I love her brushes. If you haven't tried Blend Bunny yet, I highly recommend. And honestly, just anything. I haven't tried everything from the brand, but I have tried all of the eyeshadow palettes. Maybe not the newest one. I haven't tried everything. I've tried a lot of their eyeshadows, and they're great, and I like the brushes. So, yeah, highly recommend. Love this color story. I am using, what did I use today? I used this to deepen up my outer corner, and I used this shade right here on my brow bone. This wig is a little bit cheap, so it's a little silly, but I kind of like it. I don't know. Everything that is happening today with everything was started with my #1 palette, and I'll get into that in a second, because sometimes that's like how I roll. All right, in 8th place is the Pat McGrath Bridgerton. This was the second collab that they did. And this is the Belle of the Ball palette. And I did like this one a little bit better than the first one. This is a really pretty shade. I felt like it was a little bit more accessible, a little bit more wearable. This is a very pretty shade. I don't know, this collection seemed to have less problems, although that blush palette that came out with this, the blush was so good and the packaging was such trash. It's just garbage. It's not what this video is about, but I have like massive feelings about that. Anyways, this was just a pretty palette. It's just, you can't do a ton with it, so I don't know. Great formula, worked really well. These like kind of gelée, baked gelée type formulas just worked really well. Again, a little bit too red, but better than the first palette. All right. Next up is the Pat McGrath Mothership 10 Moonlit Seduction palette. I like this one. I think it's a little bit boring in her line. I don't know. It's stunning. Oh my goodness. I mean, it's a bit neutral, but it's quite beautiful. It's quite beautiful, and in true Pat McGrath fashion, it's glamorous, it's just luxurious. There's some good stuff in here. So yeah, I mean, I'm a fan. This was in, what did I say? 7th place. So top 10. Yeah, just so pretty, so pretty. And the formula is great. Normal Pat McGrath super sparkly, beautiful. And I liked the, my box on this one came in mint condition, and I must have ordered this from Sephora because they always do a better job than Pat McGrath with shipping. Anyway. All right, next up, this one was so fun. So this is in 6th place. This is the Ace Beauté Palette Opoly palette. I tried Ace Beauté for the first time this year, and I'm so glad I did. I think their formula is great. And like, look at this. It's kind of like there's neutrals in there, but you could also do like a total Barbie thing. You could do kind of a rainbow. I like this palette, and there's like nice sparkles. Okay, and then the other thing about this one, it's a game. It's a game. It came with a game. There's like these matching cards, and it really inspires you to think outside the box. Not even think outside the box. It just tells you what to do, which I like sometimes. And obviously you don't have to. You can just use the palette, but it came with a game, and I thought that was such a creative idea. Go Ace Beauté. I think that's awesome. I love it. And the palette was like much prettier and better than it needed to be, because, you know, there was a way in which this could have been gimmicky, and I don't think it was. And I think that the formula is decent too. Like, it's good. This is a good palette, even without the game, and it was fun. I enjoyed it. And I am wearing these 3 shades on my eye. These 3 purples right here. All right, next up is my favorite Natasha Denona release of the year. And this was the Natasha Denona My Dream palette. This came in first in my last Natasha Denona ranking, and look at that. It's very beautiful. And I think it gives me sort of nostalgia for like the 90s. It kind of gives me those vibes. Kind of dramatic. You could probably get a less dramatic look, but some of these are just the deeper shades. I think this would hopefully be good on a lot of skin tones for that reason. It's kind of a warmer palette, which I tend to like, as far as it's flattering, you know. Yeah, this just is great. You have your black. I think the only flaw that this one has, I wish it had like a little bit brighter inner corner, but I would rather a palette not have like a super blinding inner corner shade and have like a really deep shade, because you can always use a highlighter for an inner corner. Anyways, the packaging on this too was just kind of meh, so, but whatever. I do like the shadows. This was a great formula from her, and that was number 5, 5th place. All right, next up, so this is a brand new indie brand this year. This is Fantasy Cosmetica's Druid palette. Such a cute, I like the photo there, the artwork, and then the palette is just beautiful. Like, I love these shades. Love these shades. Yeah, you've got the, like, you know, shimmery green, light green, and then I loved the deep green. This was really fun to create a look with. I think you can go a couple different ways with it. This is a tiny, tiny brand, local to me, up in Washington State. Yeah, and I feel like I follow her on Instagram, and I just feel like, you know, this is like a real human being who loves makeup, loves the fantasy genre, and went for it and did a really great job. She's got a couple other palettes out. I haven't tried those yet. Again, I'm trying to pare down on my spending on makeup, but this was definitely a solid palette. Go check out Fantasy Cosmetica. Super cute. Love this palette. Very beautiful. Oh my goodness. I wonder if you can see the shifts in those sparkly shades. Anyway, yeah. Very fun. Great formula. All right. Next up, and it's funny because this was sort of a similar color story, and this was the Adept Cosmetics and Heather Austin collab. Oh, this palette is so beautiful. It's just, those shimmers are amazing. The duochrome, multichrome is real. They're just absolutely spectacular. And I feel like the mattes in this were just perfect for the palette. This is just magical. This palette is magical. Those sparkles are insane. You can even kind of get like a neutral look if you need to out of this. I don't know. This is a magical palette. Just so good. So good. And that is third place. All right. Next up. This was the first order that I placed with Ace Beauté, and this is the Tropical Vibes palette. I had seen a review. I think this one might have come out in 2021. I think this one is an older one, but I got it last year. Oh my goodness sakes. I just loved the look that I got with this. Look at those greens, this blue, the limey, so pretty, so flattering. This yellow is spectacular. I'm pretty picky about my yellows. Maybe it's because these are a bit greenish. I don't know. But this is such a pretty palette. I love the formula. This color story. Look at that. It's just making me excited. Like, this is why I love makeup. I'm obsessed with color. I could just stare at that. It gives me feelings. All the good feelings. So beautiful. And it's like mostly matte, but those colors are so good. Just such an amazing color story, and the formula is great. I love this palette. I love it. I love it so much. I love it so much. Okay. And the last but not least, #1 palette that I used in 2022 or tried in 2022 is the Sugar High palette from Menagerie. I just keep on reaching for this palette. I love it. I love it so much. Let's show you the inside. It's perfect. Hi, Maki. What was I saying? My little dog friend Maki came by and I had to say hi to her. So whatever. This palette is just everything. It's everything. Look, it's so cute. It's so cute. It's so bright and colorful and happy. It just makes me happy. This shade right here, like we've talked about, is just, I love it, love it, love it, love it. This shade right here is so beautiful. I'm using this shade, and this shade today for this look. Yeah, and like I said, this is the palette that started everything today. I was like, I want to use the Sugar High palette. That's my #1 palette of the year. I just keep wanting to reach for it. And so I was like, okay, I'll do like a pinky purple look. And then I was like, what kind of wig do I have that I haven't worn in a while? And I thought of this. And then I brought in the other ones because of just I needed like a deeper purple for what I wanted to do. And then I just ended up using some of the other shades because I saw them and I get excited and I love mixing colors together and palettes. So anyway, yeah, this is #1. I just love it. I think the formula is great. I think I love every look I've ever done with it a lot. Like I'll get done with my makeup and I'll be like, oh, it's so exciting. It's so beautiful. It's so colorful in this like amazing way. So anyways, I just love this palette so much. And I love Menagerie. They've always been so great about communication. I feel like their launches go well. Yeah, they're just very communicative and their shipping is always like right on time, and yeah, just a great company. I like supporting them. They're also local to me. They're in Washington or Idaho, I forget which, and yeah, Sugar High. So cute. I guess that's it. That's all I have to say. I hope you're having a good 2023 so far, and I would be really curious to know what your favorite palette was that you tried this year. I hear about like new brands from all of you, and it's really exciting. It's fun to check it out and see You know, and if you disagree, if there was something that you really didn't like that was in my like top 10 or whatever, I don't know, let me know in the comments. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for being here. Like this video, give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to my channel. And I will bring you more videos. All right, hope you're having a good one. Bye.